Ooh, what's up, guys? Stevie Wisconsin things. It's been a while. Just literally dropped the fifth wheel off. Getting back from Texas. I'm gonna try and get this video done real quick while I still got some light. You can see the back of my truck is freaking packed. My wife is in front of me with the minivan, just packed full of crap. We store the fifth wheel out of our in-laws' house, and usually we load it from our house. But Christmas Day we had a blizzard, and we leave the day after Christmas, so they had plowed the roads enough, but not in our development, so it was just easier to take everything out and load and then go. So where have I been the last 2 weeks? Texas. It's our fourth year going down. Dory will talk about some, well, we're gonna get the trip out of the way, and then we'll talk about some knives. What do I have on me today? What did I travel with? Performance SNG. Yeah, gotta make this quick. Losing light. And the Micro Praetorian. So quick Texas trip. We leave the day after Christmas and come back today is like the 7th or 8th. I don't know. You just kind of, when you're gone that long, you just kind of lose track of time when you're just kind of bumming around. So the last 4 years, I think we're gonna start changing it up next year and trying different places. We just try and get out of the cold. It's 30 right now. And next week is gonna be -10, so it's really too bad we can't be gone next week, but kids have school. So yeah, so we go down to the coast, and we've changed it up the last couple of years. You know, we'll stay a couple days in Houston, then we go down to Rockport and go over to Port Aransas Pass, Corpus Christi area is where we're at. Go to the beach every day, watch ships, just kind of hang out and do nothing, sightsee. Kids love souvenir shopping. So that's what we did this year. It was a little bit colder down there this year, about 10 degrees colder. Had some rainy days. Usually I take my, found a really nice golf course right on the coast. Didn't get to play because the day that we were supposed to play, it just poured rain all day. And then on our way back, we stopped in San Antonio just for a day. Saw the Alamo, saw the Riverwalk, pretty cool. Really, I thought the Alamo was gonna be like out in the middle of nowhere. No, it's like in the middle of downtown or the shopping district. It's absolutely crazy. Riverwalk, and then we left yesterday, drove 10 hours yesterday to get to Oklahoma City, and then got this morning. It's usually a 6-hour drive, really super windy today though. It's a 6-hour drive when you're not towing anything. Pulling the fifth wheel takes about 8 hours. You know, with kids, you're constantly stopping to eat and I was going through diesel like crazy. The winds were blowing like 20-30 miles an hour, and it really affects your fuel economy. Truck, we are getting dark, so let's get this hurried up. Truck did great. Honestly, wasn't really fatigued driving it at all, even those long days. The new transmission that they put in these, the 10-speed, I can't wait to pull for work with this thing. It's just so much. If you have a diesel truck, kind of know when you're going uphill, it's this thing just bing, 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 and it just pulls smooth the entire time. DEF, didn't have to put DEF in the whole time. I left, and the truck had 690 miles on it. I'm at 322 miles on it, or 3,222 miles on it right now. So yeah, truck did great. We were kind of talking, my wife and I, we'll take the bigger kids the next 2 years that they're still in high school on a trip after Christmas. But we've been talking about downsizing our camper. We've gone on camper trips since they were real little, because my father-in-law's always had one. When they were younger, they stayed in the camper, and me and my wife tent camped. Now that we've gotten older, we've had our fifth wheel 4 or 5 years now. But we think it's kind of maybe time to downsize a little, since the girls don't go at all in the summertime with us. They're just busy with work, and they're teenagers. They don't want to go camping. We force them to go on this trip and enjoy themselves. I am losing light, so we'll try and make it quick. So yeah, but what worked great about that fifth wheel, it had a bunkhouse in the back, so 4 bunks. Like I said, we talked about downsizing, because really in the summertime, it's just, we do take a big family trip with her side of the family every year, but we've been Airbnb-ing the last 4 years, so We found this kind of easier because not everyone in their family has campers. So some people, we try and stay at like KOA, stuff like that. They have cabins for them to rent. So we'll see. But, you know, we're like, well, what do we want? Do we want just a smaller fifth wheel? I like fifth wheels. They pull so nice. But honestly, I've always wanted an Airstream. And I think they look cool. I just think they're cool. The whole history of them. Did you know like 70% of Airstreams that are on the road that were ever made since 1930 whenever are still on the road? The build quality is better, and it's just what's going to fail are all the shared parts that all RVs use, right? All the electronic crap that they all share, water pumps, shit like that. But the build quality is phenomenal. I got to talk to, so when we kind of start kicking around the idea, I talked to a couple of Airstream owners on the trip. If you've never been camping, campgrounds, I mean, everybody just talks to everybody. Just kind of wander around, drink coffee in the morning, beer at night, just kind of relax. That's what I enjoy about camping. Really, there's no set schedule. It's just a really relaxing vacation. Let me know, any of you guys have fifth wheels, pull behinds, bumper pulls? So, yeah. What else? I think that might be about, first day. Well, no, not the first day. It was like the third day. We always leave before her parents, and then they catch up to us. And we were getting into Rockport, about ready to go over the bridge, and her dad needed to stop. And he's got a big 40-foot, I think they're Class A's. I don't know what the different classes are. You know, the big giant, whatever. And he's pulling his minivan behind him. We pull into a Dairy Queen that's got this big lot for like semis and whatnot. And I stay on the concrete because I'm smart, right? He goes off into the gravel through a water puddle, which is literally like 2 feet deep. And he bottoms this thing out. He buries it. Like, it is the wheel spinning in nothing. I grabbed a piece of wood and stuck it down there, and it was like a foot and a half deep, seriously. So take this van off, get this hitch off, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm in my brand new truck. I don't have any of my tow stuff on me. And honestly, there was no way. He was so stuck. There was no way if I would have strapped onto him. There's no way I would have pulled him out. He was stuck on, his frame was stuck on the concrete. His wheels were just spinning in nothing. You're kind of in the middle of nowhere really out there. You're in Touristville, so who knows how long you would wait for a wrecker to come out. Man, just some good Samaritans swung by who had a metal fab shop a mile away. They brought out a couple heavy-duty forklifts, and they had to literally grab them on either side and get him up, put it on blocks, and then pull him out. And it still took 3 hours to get him out. In that time, I changed a flat tire on my rig. First time I've ever had anything to do with that. Another reason why we're thinking of selling ours, or actually we are. It's kind of sad, the last trip in our fifth wheel. But we bought it used. It was a 2006. A lot of places have age restrictions on campers, especially ours doesn't look. It lived outside its entire life. I'll turn some lights on. It lived outside its entire life, and it's pretty, inside is perfect. We even stripped it down and put all new carpet in and crap like that a couple years ago. But the outside is just beat and sun faded, and it looks worse than it is. But so, it's time to, we broke ourselves in on the whole camper experience with a used one, and we'll still probably buy used, because these things, if man, you buy them new and they all are plagued with some sort of problem. They all have problems. Brand new ones, I mean, they throw them together so fast. I think the average, and I've done tons of research on this, I think an Airstream is like 400 and some man hours, maybe it's 700 and some, 400 and some man hours or something, or 700 and something to build an Airstream. And like the biggest fifth wheel that you could find, it's like 70 some man hours. They literally just throw these things together, and they're just, I mean, if you know, like the older ones are built a little bit more solid. We've looked at newer ones before, and they're just, inside is so cheap on them. It's just amazing. So yeah, there's that. We're thinking about it. We're gonna put ours up for sale, even though it's winter, and see what happens, and just kind of keep an eye out. We're not in any rush. So what else? Knife stuff. So I'm on my way home. I did really good. Usually on like my first year, 3 years ago, I think I bought 8 knives while I was gone over that trip to Texas. Last year, I bought like 4 or 5. I only bought 2 this year. One was such a great deal, I had to grab it. And another one, I don't know if I'll keep it or not. I've had one before for like a day. We'll see how I like it. But I had 2 knives show up literally the day after I left. 3 knives show up literally the day after I left. So one I pre-ordered back in November. It's here. And then I bought 2 more right like a week or 2 before Christmas, and then just was shipping. It took them forever to get there. So yeah, those all showed up, and then like I said, I bought 2 on my trip. I think 1 is there. So yeah, that's about. I did really good. I've really slowed down on the knife buying, which is good. Still got some more to sell. What else? Sergey hit me up. My knife is just about done, so I got to pay him when I get home. I told him I'm on vacation, and he was like, no rush. I could have PayPal'd him, but I didn't want something else shipped to my house sitting there on my front step. Amy Medford called me yesterday. I'll give you I won't break it down too much, but my Artica is done. It's funny, my wife was listening. We were driving yesterday and it was on speakerphone. There was one issue with it. She let me know and we made a decision just to go another route with it. I'll explain it during the video. But, you know, and I'm kind of bringing this up now because there was a thread a couple days ago on Everyday Blades about Medford again. And some guy just said, hey, you know, I'm thinking about getting my first Medford. What do you think? And there's all these freaking sandbaggers in there that have never touched one, never handled one. They're bagging on Greg over his politics. They're bragging on Greg because he's a douchebag. The knives suck. They're blah, blah, blah. Guys, I've used them. They work great at work. They work great for everyday use. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. But how many, like Greg and Amy are divorced now, but she still owns part of the company. How many, and I want to get to this real quick, that TK situation, because he commented in that post, and I'm biting my tongue. If my friend had his knives back, I just want to blast this guy. I'm so tired of him. But how many owners of the company call you on their personal cell phone? It comes up, Amy Medford. Greg gives you out his cell phone number. You can call or text him anytime you want. And she let me know the knife came out beautiful. When it shows up, I'll show you what we talked about and decided on. But she just kind of wanted to know what I wanted to do and this and that. And the customer service, guys, is, I don't know. Name me another company where the owner calls you, especially a company for their size. They're a big company. They crank out a lot of knives. So, yeah, only because I just kind of bring that up because the guy that worked on my Fat Daddy, he's had, I think we're going on 10 months for my buddy, 2 of his knives. And so, and he keeps blowing them off every time he hits him up. And he left, you know, he sent him a message the other day just saying, you know, because there were some accusations that he had sold customers knives and whatnot. Well, if my friend has asked for the knives back numerous times now over the last 4 or 5 months, saying, I don't care, keep the money, just send me the knives back, I'm done with this, and still no communication. I don't know, because the guy in the thread blasted Greg, saying he's a horrible human being and runs the company and he's a con artist. And I'm like, really? I don't know. He's an owner of a company that'll call you and go over your knife with you, where you won't even return a message on knives that you have had almost a year. Did you sell them? Did you? I mean, my buddy's been way more patient, and he's about ready to blast him on EDC Go No Go because it's ridiculous. He's got just like with anybody, he's got some fanboys because he cranks, like all the moderators in these Medford groups have their knives done by him. Well, yeah, he turns their knives around really fast. But like I said, I've talked to other people in the community that he had knives for a year, and one was a parts bin knife. So there's that. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Lesson learned from me, like, you know, if you can send your knife in to the maker and have it redone by the maker for cheaper than this guy is charging, why wouldn't you do that? Well, we learned our lesson, and I hope my buddy gets his knives back. What's that asshole doing? So that's all I got for you guys. Got some stuff. I haven't posted videos. I posted that jerky one while I was on vacation. Just haven't felt like filming anything, especially before Christmas. So we'll see if I can get back in the swing of it. But yeah, that's all I got for you right now. Like I said, it's getting really dark. Glad that vacations are always fun. 2 weeks is probably about the limit though for being away, but it's always nice to get out of this cold. Like I said, snowy. I'll probably have to scoop my driveway tomorrow. It's getting dark now, but yeah. Oh, the dog. The dog. We take our dog with us. Does great. Last year, and this truck has more room in it, so roll 6 people in here. This center console has a shoulder belt, which the older versions didn't, but there's just way more room in this cab. Kids were a lot more comfortable. Dog last year, she'd take a nap, but she was a puppy, and she'd get just kind of crazy in the car. She rides really well. That was our first time we ever had her on long trips. Dude, this year, we're constantly taking her in vehicles, over the last year. Dude, she'd just curl up in the back and sleep. She slept when all the girls were in the back, all 3 of them. She'd either sleep on them or they'd throw a blanket on the floor and she'd just sleep. And then they rode back in our in-laws, in my in-laws' motorhome on the way home the entire time. So it was just me and my wife and the dog in the truck. And she'd get up and look out the window and this and that, but she is a great traveler. So she travels better than my 10-year-old. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a great holiday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.